It's finally happening. The Israeli military has told 100,000 people to leave parts of Rafah to evacuate immediately as it prepares to launch an operation on the southern city of Gaza. Why are we talking about Rafah and why is the world anxious about it? That's because displaced families will be displaced again. That's because 1.4 million people of Gaza, which is more than half of Gaza's population, have taken shelter in the city after fleeing Israel's attacks. They sought shelter here after escaping war from everywhere else. This was their last refuge. These people live in densely packed tent camps, overflowing UN shelters or crowded apartments and are dependent on international aid for food. They are living amidst widespread diseases with no access to clean drinking water and sanitation facilities. The medical facilities are crippled. In the latest development, the people of Rafah have begun evacuations. They are grabbing whatever they can before the strikes begin. The Israeli Defense Forces have been dropping flyers in the eastern area of Rafah, calling on people to evacuate. Orders have been issued through airdropped leaflets, text messages, and radio broadcasts in Arabic. Israel has claimed that it's a limited scope operation and not a wide-scale evacuation of Rafah. Israel claims those evacuating will be directed to tent cities in nearby Khan Yunis and Al-Mawasi where aid would be available. This zone will include field hospitals and tents, and there will be supplies of food and water. Remember, the United States, which is Israel's closest ally, has repeatedly urged Israel not to carry out the invasion without a credible plan to protect civilians. Why does Israel want to attack Rafah? Israel says that Rafah is the last significant stronghold of the militant group Hamas that's harboring thousands of terrorists that it aims to wipe out completely. Why this sudden evacuation? Why this sudden order? Now, this development comes on the back of two things that happened over the weekend. First, 3 Israeli soldiers were killed in a Hamas rocket attack. And secondly, no major breakthrough in the truce talks between Hamas and Israel in Cairo. Both Israel and Hamas say they will not give ground on key demands. Now, what are the key demands? A 40-day pause in fighting, release of hostages in Gaza, and release of Palestinian prisoners being held in Israeli jails. Remember, Israel has been warning for months that it plans to send troops into Rafah. Hamas has called the Israeli order dangerous and has warned of consequences. The world has already warned Israel of its plans, with the UN chief saying that a ground assault on Rafah would put the final nail in the coffin for humanitarian aid operations in the Gaza Strip. It would mean more suffering and death. A statement issued by the foreign ministers of 26 member states of the EU called on Netanyahu not to go ahead with the offensive, saying it would worsen an already catastrophic humanitarian situation. More than 34,600 Palestinians have been killed and more than 77,000 have been injured in Israel's retaliatory strikes since Hamas's October 7 attack.